Modern self-help tells you to be agreeable, to fit in, and to wait your turn. But biology tells a much darker story. According to the research of Robert Sapolsky, a neurobiologist at Stanford, status hierarchies are the primary regulators of stress and health in primates, including humans. The world is not a playground. It is a complex, biological marketplace of status and resources. If you are waiting for the universe to reward you simply because you are a nice person, you are practicing a form of evolutionary suicide. When you occupy the bottom of a hierarchy because you are too nice to claim your territory, your brain is flooded with cortisol, which systematically destroys your immune system and your ability to think clearly. This isn't a moral failing, it is a biological tax on submissiveness. The Machiavellian truth is that agreeableness, one of the big 5 personality traits, is negatively correlated with income and leadership success. A major study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that men who were significantly more agreeable earned substantially less than those who were disagreeable. This doesn't mean you should be a criminal or a villain. It means you must develop what psychologists call strategic ruthlessness. The first step in this process is understanding the competence status loop. In the real world, morality is often a luxury of the successful. People don't follow the good guy. They follow the guy who projects the highest level of agency and survival capacity. When you prioritize being liked over being respected, you signal to the tribal brain of everyone around you that you are a low-value asset. You become a resource to be used, not a leader to be followed. This is the dark side of social exchange theory. Altruism is only respected when it comes from a position of strength. If you are kind because you have no other choice, it is called weakness. If you are kind because you have the power to be cruel but choose not to be, it is called virtue. To rebuild your life, you must first reclaim your teeth. You must become capable of being dangerous and then learn to regulate that power. This is what the great thinkers of power, from Machiavelli to Nietzsche, understood. Life is a game of leverage. If you aren't calculating your moves, you are part of someone else's calculation. Your time, your focus, and your energy are the territories you are currently losing because you are too polite to set a boundary. Reclaiming your life requires a ruthless audit of your niceness. Are you helping people, or are you just afraid of conflict? If it's the latter, you aren't a saint. You're a victim in waiting. It's time to stop apologizing for your existence and start engineering your dominance. The hierarchy is always watching, and it only respects what it cannot easily displace. Once you accept that power is a biological necessity, you must learn the tactics of execution. The second pillar of Machiavellian psychology is the management of perception. Your internal reality matters far less than the external signals you broadcast. Once you accept that power is a biological necessity, you must learn the tactics of execution. The second pillar of Machiavellian psychology is the management of perception. Your internal reality matters far less than the external signals you broadcast. The fastest way to ruin your influence is to be authentic at the wrong time. Total transparency is a strategic error. It makes you predictable, and predictability is a death sentence. To move up, you must master the art of strategic silence. Machiavelli famously advised that people should be either caressed or crushed. You must be decisive. Half measures and hesitation create a scent of blood that predators can detect instantly. The third biological mechanism is dopamine paratoriality. Most people spend their dopamine on simulated status, video games, likes, or low-level gossip. This keeps them sedated at the bottom of the real-world hierarchy. A Machiavellian approach requires you to hoard your dopamine for real conquests. You must become addicted to the acquisition of tangible leverage, skills, capital, and social networks. Evolutionary psychology teaches our ancestors survived not through kindness, but through strategic alliances. You don't need friends in the sentimental sense. You need a power base. Every person in your life is either an asset, a liability, or a distraction. This sounds heartless because it is. But if you look at the top 1%, you will find individuals who are ruthlessly protective of their inner circle. They do not waste energy on the unvetted or the unproven. Finally, you must embrace the zero-sum reality of time. Every hour you spend trying to please someone who doesn't contribute to your mission is an hour you have stolen from your own legacy. The world loves a nice person because a nice person is easy to manage. They take the small office, the lower salary, and the extra workload. If you want to stop being managed, you have to become unmanageable. This starts with the word no. A no delivered with absolute conviction is the ultimate signal of high status. It says that your time is more valuable than their approval. The goal of this radical shift isn't to become a lonely tyrant, but to become a high-agency individual who cannot be ignored. When you stop operating out of fear and start operating out of strategy, the world begins to rearrange itself around you. It's not about being evil, it's about being effective. The universe doesn't have a moral compass. It has laws of physics and biology. Master the laws and the rewards will follow. Stay nice and you will remain a footnote in someone else's success story. The choice is yours, but remember, the hierarchy doesn't wait for the polite. Understanding the biological reality of power is only the beginning. Knowledge without execution is just a form of entertainment. Now that you know why the world doesn't reward blind kindness, you must equip yourself with the tools of high-agency individuals. These are not cliches like just be yourself. These are strategic protocols for reclaiming your territory in every hierarchy. The first protocol is the no explanation rule. In behavioral neuroscience, over-explaining is a low-status signal. When you justify why you said no, you are unconsciously seeking permission. You are signaling that the other person's judgment of your choice is more important than the choice itself. High-status individuals do not over-explain because their decisions are internally validated. From today, when you decline a request, simply say, "I can't make that work," period. No excuses, no lies. The silence that follows is your leverage. It forces others to adapt to your boundary rather than negotiating it. This is strategic assertiveness in its purest biological form. The second protocol is engineered scarcity. The biological law of value is simple. Abundance creates contempt. Scarcity creates demand. If you are always available and quick to respond, your perceived value plummets. Your surroundings will categorize you as a low-priority resource. You must become a rare asset. Let people wait for your input. Create a gap between their request and your answer. This isn't a game. It aligns with evolutionary psychology. Humans are hardwired to hunt for what is rare, not what is stepping on our toes. Managing your accessibility creates a dopamine response in others when you finally grant them your attention. You are no longer a commodity. You are a destination. The third protocol is frame mastery. In every interaction, there is a dominant frame. The person who controls the frame controls the outcome. Most people merely react to other people's frames, which is the mark of a follower. If someone asks you an aggressive question, don't answer it. Instead, question the question itself. Ask, what made you think this was the right time for that question? By doing this, you break their frame and force them into a defensive position. You regain the lead without ever losing composure. Negotiation researchers at MIT have shown that the person who asks key questions directs the power dynamic. Power is a deliberate choice. You are either the architect of your own map or a tool in someone else's design. It is time to stop being the nice guy who gets ignored and start being the high-agency individual who cannot be bypassed. The hierarchy is indifferent. It only yields to those who understand its laws and apply them. Reclaim your time.